Imagine there was a place where all the weirdest ideas in warfare were brought together. It might look something like this. Buried in these boxes would be every bizarre weapon you can think of, and some you would never believe. History's most bizarre weapons and plans. Despite their shocking and sometimes disturbing nature, every story we'll tell is entirely true. Nuclear landmines insulated by chickens. Bionic kittens as bugging devices. Bombs made of bats, cats, dogs, and pigeons. Exploding pancakes you can cook and eat. And an aircraft carrier made of ice. We are about to delve into the strangest recesses of military history. Every weapon you're about to see was actually considered for combat. But our experts are about to reveal the chosen few. The unique weapons that are so weird, they might just work. If you're gonna build weird, you might as well think big. And ideas don't come much bigger than our first weird weapon. Today's aircraft carriers are some of the biggest ships ever designed. More than 1,000 feet long, with armor 8 inches thick, and carrying 70 aircraft or more. But these are mere dwarfs compared to the brainchild of one British scientist. In 1942, he planned to build an aircraft carrier bigger than the Empire State Building, with impenetrable armor. And he would build it out of ice.
Ice, as in frozen water?
Wait a minute, they tried to use ice to build aircraft carriers. Now, who did this?
His name was Geoffrey Pike. British journalist, part-time spy, full-time inventor. And as weird as it sounds, the following story actually happened during World War II.
Pike was definitely eccentric.
You want to have some crazy people in your military blue sky research department.
Pike wanted to use ice for 2 very simple reasons. First, steel was in very, very short supply during World War II. And second, ice floats. Remember the Titanic? It sank. But what about the iceberg? The iceberg didn't sink because it couldn't. Water has a rare quality. When it freezes, it is even lighter than when it's a liquid. This means it is naturally buoyant.
There's certainly an almost deranged logic to it.
Ice might float, but as our high-tech test is about to show, ice is not ideally suited to your typical combat situation. Say it gets hit by a bomb. It shatters. No surprise there. Ice has a crystalline structure, which makes it very brittle. And brittle is bad when you're being shot at with high explosives. But Pike had thought of that. He had a secret ingredient that would solve the problem. A flexible substance which is a natural insulator, which can physically bolster ice's crystalline structure. A truly miraculous material called sawdust.
The idea really is to exploit the sort of properties of two different materials and combine them together.
Pound for pound, the new material was as strong as concrete. And as we can see, it's impervious to massive strikes. They called it pykrete. Lord Louis Mountbatten, the chief of combined operations, was seriously excited by this crazy idea. He hightailed it over to Winston Churchill's residence with a block of pykrete, but the Prime Minister was in the bath.
He walked into the bathroom and he dropped a hunk of this stuff into the bath with Winston Churchill.
A hot bath was ideal to demonstrate pykrete's final ace in the hole. Incredibly, after half an hour, the block still hadn't melted. This is because wood is one of the best natural insulators in the world.
The way the heat goes through it is broken down, because every time you come to a little piece of sawdust in it, it's like a little blanket, keeping the next bit cold for a long time.
Churchill thought this was great stuff, so he said, let's go with the project.
Churchill was so impressed that he and Mountbatten took the plan to a top-level meeting with the US military. Mountbatten had a sales pitch that would silence anyone who dared doubt the wisdom of a ship made of ice.
He fired a bullet into the pykrete.
A pistol bullet travels at over 400 miles an hour and can punch a hole through a steel helmet at 100 yards. But it can't break pykrete.
The bullet ricochets everywhere.
The ricochet grazed an admiral's pants and wound up in the wall. The pykrete survived. Pike's unsinkable ice ship got the green light. Then, as history reveals, everyone got a little carried away. The Admiralty wanted a torpedo-proof hull 40 feet thick. The Fleet Air Arm wanted a deck 2,000 feet long for their heavy bombers. And the Navy wanted a rudder 100 feet high. It would be twice as big as a modern aircraft carrier. But they forgot one thing. To build this monster, they would need enormous refrigeration plants to cool the pykrete to minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. And what are refrigeration plants made out of? The same rare material that had prompted the research in the first place: steel.
It actually took more steel to build and refrigerate the thing than it did to actually make a ship of steel.
There simply wasn't enough spare steel available to make a ship whose chief virtue was that it wasn't made out of steel. The idea of an ice ship simply melted away.
Close but no cigar.